watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
Serious.
Serious about business.
Hello and welcome to Business Access Television's coverage of Roper Cup 2019. It's the annual football festival between Kingston College and St. George's College. We're coming to you from the Stadium East Field, where we will be bringing you highlights from an exciting day of football. I'm your host, Kenil Gale. Stick around. Joining me now to kick off our coverage is Dr. Patrick Dallas. He is the chair of the Roper Cup 2019 Organizing Committee. Dr. Dallas, thank you so much for joining us here on Business Access Television. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and you're most welcome. And thank you for being here to be part of this great football festival called Roper Cup.
All right, awesome. Let's start by telling our viewers a little bit about the Roper Cup. Give us some background in terms of the genesis of the Roper Cup and the reason the festival is so important to Kingston College and St. George's College.
Well, Roper Cup is symbolic of that friendly rivalry between two great institutions on North Street, Kingston College and St. George's College. This Roper Cup competition goes back to 1964. It's named after Father Jack Roper, who was a Jesuit priest at St. George's. And our founder of Kingston College, that is Percival William Gibson. He actually is a old boy of St. George's College. And we have managed to keep that link between two institutions. We are, we're rivals on the field, but we are very good friends. And the enduring part about Roper Cup and why we want this to continue is because it is important to show that we can be rivals and friends. So, as I said, it started in 1964, so this is really the 56th renewal of the Roper Cup. And this year, Kingston College hosting. We alternate host for the Roper Cup competition. One of the important things about this year too, one of the attractive things about this year too, is that the final match, which is usually the Manning Cup match, is really a replay of last year's Manning Cup final. Right. So we expect to get a lot of interest in this. We expect people to come out and see this as a dress rehearsal for the season that is coming up.
For the season that's coming up, which should be a renewal of the intense rivalry. But talk to me, you said the Manning Cup match will be ending the proceedings this evening. Talk to me about the other divisions that happened today.
Okay, we started with under 14, and Kingston College won that 4-1. We then had the under 16. The more things change, the more they remain the same. Kingston College won 4-1 again. Then we went into the under 35, and that was a 1-all draw. And the over 35 ended again in the 2-all draw. Well, it's interesting because the George Thompson Cup is decided on the aggregate score of the under 14 and under 16. And then the Roper Cup itself is decided on the under 35 and the Manning Cup scores, the aggregate scores. The Pancho Ranking Cup is the over 35. So that cup will be shared.
This is very significant to Kingston College and St. George's College boys, whether present or old boys. Just tell me why do you think it is so significant to the past students, the present students?
Yes, because this is two institutions that have great reputation in football, in tradition, and always strong teams. So we always see this as a last match before the real season begins, where we can use this match. Both teams see this as the opportunity where they have a final match before the competition starts against another strong team. So it's very important because both teams can use this to gauge where they are in the competition.
Joining me now is a man they call Coolie Pele. I'll allow him to tell you his right name.
Well, popularly called, and affectionately so I take no offense to it, Cooley Pele, but my given name is Derek Deniser, also called Shastri, from my Kingston College days. So it's Derek Shastri Deniser. And the fans call me all kind of things, whether they are rooting for me or against me. But I've learned at KC not to resist any names given to you, but to just smile and go on.
And with the KC St. George's College rivalry, they probably have called you a lot of things in the days, right?
Yes, a lot of things, affectionately so. And I've grown from when I was a player to a past player to now working with a company that sponsors the competition. And it's been friendly rivalry over the years. The Europa Cup is really the longest traditional feud or rivalry between high school at the football level. And we welcome it every year. The St. Georgians look forward to it. They tease us, they say our headmaster went there and the cup is named after a Georgian. And we tell them that they may be twice as old as us, but we are twice as good as they are.
Talk to me about the importance of the Europa Cup in building not just the rivalry, but the brotherhood between these gentlemen going to these schools.
Well, the rivalry is very important. These are two great traditional institutions, and the tenets and principles that they uphold and have dear to their heart, we try to transmit that to the wider society. Honesty, character, good building, rivalry and sport, yes, but the aim of Bishop Gibson was to build good men for the wider society so that all of us in the end can benefit. Education is paramount, but then physical activity, a good healthy body with a good healthy mind are as well for the success of the society.
Talk to me about moving from being a player to being a national player to now being involved with the organization and sponsorship of the Europa.
Well, you move on as with age, you are not able to do what you would like to do physically, but mentally you still have a desire so to do. But not being able to do it, we impart it to the young and upcoming youngsters who, I was like them once, and we try to tell them that one day they'll be like us, God willing, they live forever. And to live not only for today, but to live with eternity in view, what we do and say now, and the principles and the values that we are teaching them. These are values that on the road of life, they can guide them and they avoid pitfalls and make the best of their best situation. But primarily for the youngsters still in school, the rivalry is intense. As with age and memories, it diminishes, but the values that we hold there, that never diminishes.
Talk to me about coming on as a sponsor. Why did Qualcare decided to come on as a sponsor for the Europa Cup?
Well, Qualcare, it's a quality product, and we wanted to introduce the drink to the athletic population. It's a good quality drink. In trust is nutrition you can trust, and that is where our interest is. It's primarily Qualcare, the parent company, is primarily a pharmaceutical company. But they say an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And with good nutrition, you can delay the onset of illnesses that would otherwise occur. So in trust, nutrition you can trust. And Qualcare is proud to be associated with the Europa Cup.
KC has done pretty well so far in the other divisions that have gone so far, with the over 35 still happening now and the Manning Cup matches to come. Who are you betting on?
Well, I'm not a betting man. My heart is with Kingston College, unapologetically so. But more important is for the fraternity, the St. George's and the KC fraternity, to come together, have a good time. I say at the launch, the organizer of this year's competition said it's unparalleled or unheard of anywhere else in the world. Not only Jamaica, where two such great institutions are less than 100 meters apart, and that is Kingston College on the southern side and St. George's on the northern side. But we are two great institutions and we work well together, not only in sports, but also in Labor Day we do joint projects together, pedestrian crossings, and activities that are not necessarily in the limelight, but are just as important as building friendship and friendly rivalry.
So it's more than just rivalry, it's brotherhood.
Yes, of course, because in the end when we leave school, we have to live with each other, and both institutions, our primary aim is to build good gentlemen with sound manners and know how to cooperate with each other, and that should augur well for the wider society.
Joining me now to talk a little bit about his match is the MVP from the under 35 division of the competition, Sanjay Mathura. He plays for St. George's College. Sanjay, welcome to Business Access Television. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thanks for having me.
All right, great. Tell us a little bit about your match today.
Well, my match was very competitive, sun was hot and an enjoyable game.
You scored the goal, so you were the MVP. That makes you feel a little special, right?
Yeah, very special because it was a wonderful goal, awesome goal from the top of the 18, watching the ball go into the top corner, so it was a very special moment.
What does playing in the Europa Cup means to you as an individual player?
Well, I always display a lot of passion for the blue and white, so it's always good rivalry with KC, although we're brothers across the street, but it's a great deal of history and a lot of football games between each other and very competitive games, glory and defeat, so it means a lot.
Do you think the rivalry between Kingston College and St. George's College makes each team stronger?
Definitely, it makes each team stronger because each year, one winning, one losing or drawing, everybody learns from it and we move forward in our competition.
If somebody is asking why, because you're in the under 35 division, and I figure when you become over 35, you will want to still be playing. For those who are asking, why do you continue to do this?
Well, it's the love of the game, the passion and the love for your school, and you come out and have fun on this day, you come to Stadium East or if it's at George's, and you just come out and have fun, and you see old friends from way back when. It's just fun.
So it's a day of building brotherhood and camaraderie and all of that?
Yes, year after year, because it's already there, so it's just year after year continuing the structure and everything that's good about this day and the Europa Cup.
You played several Europa Cups. Tell me, what was one of your most memorable moments over the years?
Well, I'll definitely remember this one because I scored, but there's so many moments I could go on and on to tell you. But there's a lot of good Europa Cups that I've been through.
This event epitomizes what true spirit of friendly rivalry is about. And we hope that the camaraderie between the right side of North Street and the other side of North Street will continue.
We take a break here on Business Access Television's coverage of Europa Cup 2019. More when we return.
It's Island Hour, it's Island Hour, it's Island Hour, free eye test. It's Island Hour, it's Island Hour, it's Island Hour, free eye test. Free eye testing is back and it's here to stay. Island Eyewear offers free eye testing every day, all day at all locations island-wide. Conditions apply. Make your appointment today at www.islandeyewear.com or call us 630-1180. Island Eyewear, your style, your price. It's Island Hour, free eye test.
We are back with another exciting, innovative, and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we knock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Violence against women is a violation of human rights. Its impact ranges from immediate to long-term physical, mental, and sexual consequences, sometimes resulting in death. It negatively impacts women's general well-being and can prevent us from fully participating in society. Be a better human being. No more violence against women. No more.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to Business Access Television's coverage of Europa Cup 2019. We're in the final segment of our highlights package, and the Manning Cup match is on the field. That's between Kingston College and St. George's College. Let's check out some highlights.
Let's go.
So we caught up with another MVP. This time it's the MVP for the under-16 division of the competition, Jaheim Johnson. Now he scored 3 goals in KC's 3-1 win over St. George's. Congratulations, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, how's the match for you?
It was very hard because of a shoulder injury. I just stayed in the match and do what our coach said.
Hold on, so that's shoulder injury. You scored 3 goals. So if you never have the shoulder injury, how much goal did you score?
I don't really know. I just go there and did my best.
What was it like beating St. George's?
It was very challenging, and it just boosts my confidence to go in the competition and do my best.
Being a part of something with such great traditions such as the Europa Cup, what does it mean for you as a young player being a part of this, where you see so many players from years gone by? You have the Manning Cup team participating, you have masters who are over 35 participating, and you in your own right standing out. How does that make you feel?
That made me feel very happy to see the legend of KC playing, and plus myself playing amongst my opponents, St. George's, and my teammates. Made me feel very happy.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the future. You're a young player with a bright future. What are your plans? I assume you're playing Colts now, so you want to move on to Manning Cup and probably the national team?
Yes, that's my future, to play for Jamaica, to represent my country.
And what would that mean for you to don the colors of Jamaica?
It would mean a lot to me because I'm trying from I was 12 years old playing under 30. I'm doing it for me, my dad, and my family.
Matthew Wilson now joins us. He's the MVP for the under-14 division of today's Europa Cup 2019. Matthew, thanks so much for joining us here on Business Access. How are you?
I'm great.
All right, tell us a little bit about your match. KC won 4-1.
4-1, yeah. Match is very great, kind of competitive most of the times, but I still pull through great.
All right, I take it your teammates were happy with the victory and being victorious over St. George's?
Yes, we're very pleased with the victory and the performance.
To tell me a little bit about your personal feelings, or how do you feel to be a part of the Europa Cup 2019?
I feel very great be a part of Europa Cup because it's a nice competition to play. It's great.
Last season, you're a part of Kingston College Pepsi team. Last season, you guys did pretty well. You're looking forward to the next season and doing better?
Last year, I wasn't playing much game because I was injured. So this year, I'm looking forward to do a great job.
We're now here with Shantamoy Taylor. He is the MVP of the Manning Cup match, and he's representing St. George's College. Shantamoy, thank you so much for joining us here on Business Access Television. How was the match for you?
The match was a great match. I played in patches, but I delivered to my team.
Walk me through the entire game and going up against Kingston College. How were you feeling?
I was feeling a little nervous coming out in the game while the game was playing, and then I started to relax and play my game.
Was it difficult playing against Kingston College? No, well, they had lots of supporters here, so was that at all intimidating?
Yeah, a little bit because a lot of fans and being nice and talking. Okay.
Looking forward to the Manning Cup season. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting to play to more quality and play some good football.
And that's how we wrap up our highlights package of Roper Cup 2019, the football festival between Kingston College and St. George's College from the Stadium East Field. I'm your host, Kenil Gale. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. Pleasant viewing.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Wealth Magazine is back at it again with Corporate Mingle. Today we're here at the Reggae Mill Bar, where executives, creatives, entrepreneurs are here to mix and mingle. I'm your host, Amita Pasadwe. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Thank you to the team from Wealth, and thank you for you being here. We're here to introduce you to the newest way to deal with Western Union. This is the way of the future. This is how you will be handling your Western Union business going forward. It's called westernunion.com.
Grace Kennedy Money Services is in partnership with CME today here at Corporate Mingle. Talk to me about that.
So, Grace Kennedy Money Services is the home of Western Union, Bill Express, FX Trader. Today we're here with CME because we have an exciting new product to push, and this is the ideal target audience or corporates. Because you know what? Corporate people, they're always on the go, they're always moving, they don't have time sometimes to just get to a Western Union location to do their business. So we have a platform where they can stay wherever they are as long as they have an internet connection and they can send a money transfer. That's why we're here, we're pushing that. So woo.com is the name of the website, and it allows you to send a money transfer to anywhere in Jamaica or to 200 countries across the world. Wherever a Western Union location is, you can send a money transfer. You need to send some money, you need to send it fast. Register, go on woo.com, send it. All you have, the only money you spent is that money that you're trying to send. That's it. No credit card fees, no processing fees, no transfer fees, nothing. Zero. And you have to be registered. It's a registered service. Part of registration that you have to do, you start online. But you have to satisfy our own Jamaican regulations, Bank of Jamaica regulations. You have to go into a location with your ID that you registered with to validate. And that's it. All we need to do is to be able to see your ID, see you, and know that you are who this ID is. That's it. Once you've been validated, you never have to go back into a location to receive money ever again.
It's Corporate Mingle Networking with a Purpose. We're here today at the Reggae Mill Bar. Talk to us about what's happening.
All right, so this is our fourth staging of the Corporate Mingle, and this is the first time actually coming to this location. We have a mixed crowd because we have Bumblebee as a sponsor. We have Grace Kennedy, Western Union, Business Access TV, and of course, Adam and Eve Day Spa. So we have a very mixed crowd. We have mature, younger persons here. It's always a new venue, so we can try something new so persons don't get used to the same venue, and it's always here again. It's always a new place, preferably somewhere hip, as you see Reggae Mill is where all the festivities happening now for the young people. We have different networking games. We have our wonderful host, as usual, Amisa. So we're trying to keep it interactive, get persons involved, talking to each other, mingling, networking. Of course, drinks flowing, so people flowing, conversations flowing.
So talk to us a little bit in regards to what exactly it is that Bumblebee does.
So Bumblebee is a digital media agency, so we look at what we can consider traditional digital media, which is the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter and Google, of course, but we are also into programmatic, and definitely the leading product that we offer is Wi-Fi advertising, which is new to Jamaica. So we are partners with Growth Tech, and they are committed to making Wi-Fi like oxygen. So we are committed to helping brands build brand loyalty by helping to make Wi-Fi like oxygen, by partnering and sponsoring that Wi-Fi. So we're the leaders in that regard. We have amazing click-through rates, which is above every other digital platform that is currently here. So we are seeing click-through rates of between 10 and 30% and lead generations of over 30%, which is not heard of in the region. So this is really something big that brands can and should get into.
I've been here for a very long time. We've been building our product for the past 3 years, and I've been coming here, building networks, building my social network. So this is not my first time I've been here.
Tell me about your business, Intranet Solutions.
Intranet Solutions, we offer social Wi-Fi to businesses. So instead of persons signing in with a passcode, they use their social media handles. So they use Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whichever handle is there at the time. Once persons sign in, companies get their demographic information because they would have approved and allowed for you to get that information. So it's a way to build on your marketing list and a way to improve your business overall.
Talk to me about O'Shane Bryant Fitness.
All right, so O'Shane Bryant Fitness, we don't have a fixed location. We're predominantly at UWI Mona campus, but of course we're a fitness entity that's geared towards giving Jamaica the most affordable health and fitness lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, no, a fat thing.
Well, it's my second time coming to a mingle. I'm really enjoying it. Perfect place to mingle, to get your business out there and learn about your peers and what's going on.
It's that time where we bid you farewell. Thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV and our coverage of Corporate Mingle here at the Reggae Mill Bar. I've been your host, Amita Pasad-Webb, and you're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
It is said that a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Tomorrow, on National Heroes Day, we will honor our local heroes during the National Honors and Awards Ceremony at King's House. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. We have an interesting show lined up just for you, so stay tuned as we turn the pages of your favorite program.
It's the 9th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition, and this year we're talking slavery and reparation. Entries are now open, so listen up. Primary and prep school students, this is what you should do. Imagine that you are one of the 7 national heroes. Make your case for Jamaica to be compensated for the effects of slavery. Answer this question in an essay of 400 to 500 words and submit using the application form on our website, jis.gov.jm. Entrants must be aged 9 to 12 years old. Secondary students, the poster competition is for you. Submit your digital or illustrated posters to depict the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. The photo competition is open to tertiary students in accredited Jamaican institutions. Send us a photo, also representing the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. All entries should be submitted using the application form on the JIS website. For more information, contact 876-922-3590, extension 2137 or 2132. You may also email heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, and heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm. Deadline for entries is Monday, October 28. Go ahead, express yourself in the JIS Heritage Competition 2019.
The Transformation Implementation Unit, which was established in 2017 by the Prime Minister, is the first of its kind, responsible for enabling a modern and efficient public sector in Jamaica. Find out more on Get the Facts.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Anthros Campbell. Now, today we're looking at the progress being made by the Transformation Implementation Unit and the way forward. And my guest is Executive Director Maria Thompson Waters. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Tell us about the TIU. Why was it established and what's the purpose?
The TIU was established to implement public sector transformation. It is the first of its kind in the public sector. Over the years, we've done public sector transformation, but there's never been a unit dedicated to implementing the plans. And our unit was established to do that in 2017 by the Prime Minister. And our objectives are ensuring that for public sector transformation, we deliver effective customer service consistently. So we transform the public service so that we can have effective customer service delivered consistently.
Yes.
We have knowledge-based workers who are trained and properly compensated. We have a digital government.
That's what we're hoping to have, right?
That's what we're hoping to have. So these are our long-term objectives.
Right.
Yes.
And this is only 2 years old. It seems like it's been around for a while, though.
It does feel that way. The public sector has been going through transformation for some time now, about 30 years.
Okay, we're getting into that transformation. And your vision is for a modern public service that is fair, that values people, And you said before, consistently delivering products and services.
Good customer service.
Yeah, but how do we compare now? Because I'm a part of the public service.
Of course. And we have made some progress. If you look at some of our executive agencies, we started off with 8 executive agencies. We're now at 12. And the focus of executive agencies is to do just that, deliver services promptly and effectively. So if you look at PICA, you look at RGD, the difference before these agencies were transformed is amazing. It would take you sometimes years to get your birth certificate. Now you can do that in 24 hours.
Yes.
So there have been strides made, but there are stops and starts.
Yes.
What we have is a program now that will take us consistently through the next 6 years to ensure that we have all the foundation that we need to transform in this digital age.
Yes, but fair and one that values people, explain that.
Of course. So have you ever been to the hospital?
Yes.
And you're waiting to see the doctor. Everybody's miserable. You get into a contention with some of the workers at the hospital, and persons come out and say, boy, government no fair, This is, because they're not saying the hospital isn't fair.
Okay.
Government isn't fair. When people get bad service, it reflects on all of us in the public sector. And so we want a public sector that treats people evenly, no matter where you are or where you're from.
Right.
People are treated fairly. And all of this we can achieve through effective customer service.
Yes, yes. So you're into training?
We are into training, we're into upskilling public officers, because this is the digital age.
Yes.
We need to ensure that our public officers have the skills that are required for them to compete and work in this age. So we're into training and upskilling. Change management is a big thing. Transformation is all about change.
Tell us about that change management.
Transformation is...
Because change, once you say change, people are thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my job?
Yes.
Yes.
No. What we're saying is we need to prepare you for this new way of working.
Yes.
So we're not assuming that everybody's going to embrace the change, because change is scary. What we've done so far is we have trained and certified 80 public officers as change managers, so that they can help guide the other employees in their organization through all of the different things that are going to be happening.
Right.
And we will be training another 60 in this month, trained and certified, so that we have an effective army of change managers. So when we are implementing all of these various projects, these efficiency projects, which will change the way you work, persons don't get uncomfortable and scared about what's in their future.
Are we saying that there is nothing right about the public sector as it is now? What is right about it?
Oh, no. There is a lot right about the public service. One of the basic things we say in the Transformation Implementation Unit is that if you look across the world today, our public sector can compete with almost any public sector. And if our program is developed to focus on what we call the foundations of public sector transformation, enabling persons to do the very best that they can do. Nobody comes to work and say, well, I'm coming to work to do nothing today. But persons need the tools, they need the technology, and they need the right use of their skills.
Yes.
And so there is a lot that is good in our public service today, but we can be so much better.
All right. Tell us about some of the other problems that you're trying to fix and how you're going to do it. Yeah.
Okay. So efficiency.
Yes.
We talk about delivering good customer service. Efficiency. How efficient are we? If you're dealing with a matter that has to do with 3 different public bodies, you have to go to each public body. You may get a different response. How do we ensure that we have efficiency and consistency in the public sector? This is through shared services. So with our shared services project, we are pulling out of ministries and departments some of the what we call back office work, finance and accounts, the administrative part of HR, procurement, internal audit, asset management, and delivering those services back into the public service in a shared environment where we will have one organization delivering across all of the public sector.
Right. So, what are some of the areas that you're going to be using as shared services?
As shared services.
Yes.
So, we have HR, but the administrative HR. So things like your personal letters, onboarding, recruitment, training, those things will be delivered through the shared services. Internal audit, which is where we do our annual audit reviews or biannual audit reviews, those will be done through the shared services. Procurement, can you imagine currently you have each ministry that buys its own paper. Can you imagine one organization purchasing for everybody, the amount of bargaining power you have doing it that way? So those are some of the areas that we are looking at, IT services to be delivered through a shared environment.
All right, let's take a break now. And when we come back, we continue to discuss the Transformation Implementation Unit. Please stay with us.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running. Because we ready for the ops. Drive up on your block. Step out now me block. Cyber take about your laptop. Pull up every lock. No evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA. MOCA.
Welcome back to Get the Facts, and we continue our discussion with Executive Director of the Transformation Implementation Unit, Maria Thompson-Walters. Before the break, we were discussing the shared services. Tell us a little bit more. How will it work? People are going to be moving from one ministry to the next. Tell us about how it will work.
So the shared services will operate in two ways. The persons will be able to be employed within the shared services to provide the same service back to their ministry. Positions will be open. It'll be an open competitive process for employment within the shared services. It will also
open competitive
process,
which means
that the positions in the shared services, once they're established, will be advertised within the public sector for public sector officers who are interested in maybe making a change in their career or would want to continue if they were employed in these areas before, to come and work in the shared services in an expanded way, because you're now working for the entire public sector.
Does that mean more pay?
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. But also, it will free up public officers to concentrate on more strategic work and ensuring that the policy direction of ministries are fulfilled.
Yes. So if I work in a PR company, for example, and that is one of the services that will be shared, right?
Right.
So, and what happens if someone interviews for that job but was not competitive enough, and so he or she loses that job? What will happen?
Well, they wouldn't lose the job. So we are doing several things at the same time. We understand that there are opportunities that come about with public sector transformation. You have persons who may find that they actually have a talent for data analysis. That is going to be a job that is going to be in high demand across the whole public sector. We will now be able to have data on how we spend, what we spend. We can analyze that information, make proper forecasts, look at trends, look at what we need to do in the future. So there's a whole exciting world that opens up. And you never can tell exactly what you may have an affinity for. So there will be opportunities. You may be working in PR today, but you may see a data analyst job in the Ministry of Finance and realize that actually this is really where I should be. So it's not a situation where I'm in PR. I applied for a job in PR, shared services, and I didn't get it, so I'm going to go home. Right? But also there's the option for persons to decide that they actually want to do something different outside of the public sector. And that too is up to.
So we're thinking HR, PR, or did you say
internal audit,
and or
finance and accounts, asset management, procurement, and IT services.
Excellent. So where are we with that now?
Right, so we've completed all of the business cases to see whether or not this is a good investment. It's a good area for government to invest. And the business cases have all come back positive. And we've just completed procurement for the consultant to come on board to help us with the establishment of all 7 shared services. We're far advanced with HR and internal audit, and we expect to start those pilots in the next fiscal year.
Yes, okay. Good job. All right, we started talking about what you're planning to fix with this TIU. You spoke about inefficiencies. Let's go to some of the other things that you're trying to fix.
Sure. So we have, in the public sector, we've found that there's an inadequate use of ICT. And part of that is because we don't have the capacity or the network to allow us to speak to each other electronically. So if I'm at the Ministry of Finance and I need to get information or a file from Office of the Prime Minister, to get in my car, drive to Office of the Prime Minister, drive back down with the file, or get the information there and come back to the Ministry of Finance and do my work. Whereas if we had a single government network, we would be able to access that information as we need it without leaving our desks. So the cost, the transactional cost, because remember now you will have to be, you're charging traveling. So if you're a traveling officer, your mileage, you have to pay for mileage. The cost of the time of the officer to leave their desk, go and get the file, come back to their ministry to do their work. Those things, ICT solves those issues. And so we're rolling out GovNet. And I know we've heard about GovNet for years and years and years, but we are rolling out GovNet. NWA has completed their fiber network, and we're going to be working with eGov and our consultant to connect all ministries and departments to this fiber network, which will enable the type of data sharing that's needed. So cut down on transaction time for things. We will ensure that there is more use of ICT in what we're doing. And that will go to also increasing our efficiency. And then we have our processes that have been developed for some time now, let's put it that way. And those processes will need revamping. Once we digitize some of the operations of government, the existing processes will also have to change to accommodate this faster way of operating, which will serve to bring services faster to our citizens. So we won't have this excessive bureaucratic processes that we have today. So.
Anything else? All right. Okay. So tell me, we know how this benefits the country.
Yes.
You know, but how does it benefit the public servant?
Right. So public sector transformation, I believe, is of, I would venture to say, is actually of more benefit to the public officer than citizen. Primarily because it allows persons to execute their job in such a way that puts them on the same level as any other country, any first world country. That is what we are aiming for. You know, the ability to, as a public officer, and I've worked in the public service myself for quite some time, it is difficult to hear on the call-in programs and people saying, boy, you know, civil servants, they don't care, and, you know, the complaints and the complaints and the complaints. I know we don't hear the praises, but it's always hard to hear the complaints. So you can imagine the pride you have in being a public officer in an organization that is serving both your internal and your external customers.
And we're sure that this is not about cutting jobs.
No, this is not about cutting jobs. This is absolutely not about cutting jobs. Saying that, there will be changes. it would not be fair for me to say that there won't be changes. There absolutely will be changes, but we are putting everything in place to support people through those changes, wherever those changes may lead.
Right. If you were to speak to the public sector now, what would you say to them?
To the public sector, I would say to them that engage in public sector transformation. Talk about it. Don't just have a water cooler chat. Talk about public sector transformation. Ask in your staff meetings, ask your senior officers, what is happening in public sector transformation? Reach out to the TIU. We are on all areas in social media. So reach out to the TIU, but get involved in public sector transformation. Find out how you can get involved in public sector transformation. There's a lot of offering here, and we want you to take advantage of it.
Okay. So we're closing on this, but where do we go next?
Right, so next we focus on completing the rollout of shared services, completing the rollout of GovNet. We're looking at efficiency projects in 3 ministries, and of course, getting into the compensation management project for the public sector.
Excellent.
Those are our next goals.
Thank you so very much for sharing with us today on Get the Facts. It was a delight.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
Good. So this has been Get the Facts with our guest, Maria Thompson-Walters, who is Executive Director of the Transformation Implementation Unit. Until next time, I'm your host, Anthros Campbell. Take good care.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
On Monday, over 100 persons will be awarded at the National Honours and Awards Ceremony at King's House. In the field of science, Professor Gerald Layla will be receiving an Order of Merit and Errol Rickman a Badge of Honour for meritorious service.
Over 140 persons will be awarded at this year's staging of Jamaica's National Honours and Awards Ceremony, being hosted on the lawns of King's House on National Heroes Day. Heading that list is Jamaican scientist Professor Gerald Layla, who will be awarded the country's third highest honour, the Order of Merit. Professor Layla is being recognized for his eminent contribution to Jamaica and the world's development through the application of science, technology and innovation, as well as his service to the public and private sectors. Among his numerous distinctions over the years, Layla has been awarded the Order of Jamaica and the Order of Distinction Commander Class.
Professor Layla receiving the Order of Merit is a real recognition of his contribution to nation building and socio-economic development, the impact that science can play in this. I mean, I think for far too long it's been overlooked how important science and technology is to the growth of a nation. Prof. Layla, I believe, recognized this decades ago, long before it became popular. Prof saw where the application of science and technology to our common problems in Jamaica and in the region can play a huge role, and it's proven it. It's there now. The rest of the world has caught up with him. So he was so far ahead of the rest, he wasn't able to hear the applause at the time. But now we've finally caught up with him, and I think he's been duly rewarded and honored. He started off in industry, in the logwood dye industry to be precise, and patented a process to produce dye from logwood that was so incredible that the persons at the company decided to send him up to the University of the West Indies to complete a master's degree. And then from that led to his PhD at Cambridge, I believe, in the 1960s. So, and he came back to academia following that, and his career grew steadily from there, leading to him becoming the head of the chemistry department, and then up to becoming the second principal of the Mona campus. He was the founder for the international, well, it was then called the Center for Nuclear Sciences. We later became the International Center in about 1995, I believe. So he was the founder of this institution. He has done some groundbreaking work in terms of the effects that trace elements, these are metals and so on that are in the soils, how this impacts on agriculture, on health, human and animal health. So the work he has done has been outstanding, has been recognized internationally for what he has done. So he's been an outstanding scientist in this field.
Also being recognized for contribution in the field of science is Errol Anthony Rickman, Jamaica's very own astronomer.
Astronomy was regarded as the first phase of science in the world. From people started looking up in the sky without anything and checking the stars. Ever since I was in school, I had an interest in the skies. And in those days, I used to go to an elementary school, and the teacher used to take us outside for when the sun was passing straight overhead and things like that. I fooled around with it for a while, and I tried to find out if there was an astronomy class in Jamaica. They had one at UWI. But in those days, it was University College of the West Indies. And I found out that the astronomy club was operating in there, and I joined them. I feel very proud of that award. And as I said to one of my friends, the important thing is not me personally, but the club, the astronomy club. Some very illustrious people who started the club in the past, and they have never got any recognition. And I'm really proud to be able to say that I am the awardee for this thing. I have been doing the Galileoscope program, which is a very important thing to us. We give kids this kit, which they can make up a telescope. They can see exactly how the telescope works. They look for the concave lens and the convex lens and put them together and fit them in the groove, and it's finished, you know. And each set of children that come into the school, we ask them to pull it down and set it up again for them, for the other it doesn't come in. So it's an ongoing thing, you know. And for a small telescope like that, it's very good. The whole system looks very, very good.
Professor Gerald Laylaw and Errol Rickman have worked assiduously over the years, transforming the scientific field, creating a foundation for like-minded individuals to pursue and attain their goals.
National Heroes Day is a holiday celebrated here in Jamaica on the third Monday in October. It celebrates the country's 7 national heroes and highlight modern everyday heroes. See, a hero is a person who is admired for their courage, their outstanding achievements, and noble qualities. These qualities are inspiring for current and future generations to help Jamaica grow, which is why we set aside this day every year as a country to say thank you for your service. You can watch the Heroes Day ceremony tomorrow on television starting at 9 a.m. as we recognize those individuals who continue to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Until then, send your feedback on today's show to JamaicaMagazine@jis.gov.jm. You can also follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, there's Twitter. Download our app on your Apple and Android devices, and you can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
My name is Christella Harris. You're watching Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Hey guys, and thanks for joining me on another episode of Chill Spot. This week we'll be hanging out with Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery for JPS. First, I'll be joining Cherie at work to get an idea of what she does on a daily basis, and then we'll be heading over to Just Salads for lunch. So don't go anywhere, more Chill Spot after this. Hi Cherie.
Hi Candy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again too.
So we're here at JPS.
We are.
And you are the Senior Vice President for Energy Delivery. Talk to us about your role and your day-to-day.
So I took this portfolio on effective May 1.
Okay, so just recently?
Just recently. It is the role that has oversight for our transmission and distribution network.
Okay.
So all the wires and the poles that we have to keep in a particular condition for our customers, I oversee. We have parish offices across Jamaica that provide service to our customers. I'm responsible for ensuring that that is also executed appropriately. And then we have an energy solutions business, which looks at alternate energy for customers,
Right.
energy management, things that help them to manage their energy more wisely. We have that group as well, and I also have HR as part of my portfolio. So on a day-to-day basis, it is really trying to ensure that we are maintaining and improving our grid, as we call it. The TND network is our grid. And looking at ways to ensure that our customers have solutions to meet their energy needs, and finding options for them to consider around energy management. And then on the HR side, it's about keeping our 1,700 people focused, engaged, taken care of.
1,700.
Yes. And that is the most heart-filled part of my job, to be honest, the HR portfolio.
Now, with the trend globally for everybody to reduce their carbon footprint, how has JPS integrated that into their business model?
We are in support of the national agenda for energy, which is really, if you think about it in 3 pillars: affordability, sustainability, and security. Underpinning all of that is a central theme for husbandry of the planet and how we manage our resources. So alternate energy sources, where we reduce the reliance on fossil fuel like oil, is a direction that we are going in. Cleaner, more efficient ways of generating power is also a direction. So if you think about what we've done in the last couple of months with the Bogue power plant, where we've converted it from oil to gas. That is a signal, a really big step for Jamaica to, you know, reduce its reliance on fossil fuels. But we're also expanding our renewable energy landscape in the country, and more customers are looking to that source for options because of a clean and green agenda. The environment is, you know, something that we would like to see more action and more lobbying taken for in Jamaica with our policymakers. But even until that happens, JPS is saying that we can do our part. So we have a big push internally. We have an initiative called the Clean and Green Initiative internally with our staff members, and even looking at projects outside to say how can we influence what's happening in terms of, you know, just a more stronger environmental stewardship. So we have our staff members through JPS Foundation, for instance, you know, doing tree planting. We encourage conservation internally. You know, there are just a host of things that we're doing at a local level. But we also believe that at a national level, changing out from fossil fuels, adding more diversity to our fuel mix by introducing renewables is something that the country deserves, and we're all behind that.
Okay, and what would you say is the biggest misconception about JPS?
I think now more than ever, persons have seen a shift towards a company that has put the customer at the heart of its business and that takes seriously its role as a key player in economic growth and development in Jamaica. I really feel people are witnessing that, and the misconceptions that they had before around us being, you know, uncaring. You know, there are other words that have been used to describe the brand.
We don't need to mention
We don't
those.
need to mention those. And I would like to think that we're signaling, not just with our words, but with our actions, that we are taking seriously our role as the leading energy provider in Jamaica. So the misconceptions previously, I would like to think they're changing around, you know, service, around responsiveness, around, you know, solutions-oriented businesses. And I also believe that persons think JPS is in a monopolistic environment. And the truth is we have been facing generation competition for some time. People have other options to choose when they look at generating power. So monopoly is one word that people may use to describe us, but we're seeing with the advent of the energy changes in the last couple of years, a shift in options. We face competition, and that's not something I think people readily accept or acknowledge about us. And so we've had to respond in a way that says our market is changing, and we therefore have to treat with our customers differently.
And remember conservation. Yes.
Coming up,
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance. And as individuals, we really should strive to nurture both.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show, and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
now before coming to JPS, of course, you were in banking at NCB. Yes. How did you transition into this industry? What was that like?
It was hard. I grew up in NCB, and as I spent a really fruitful 10 years working with Patrick Hilton, who is the group managing director there. and learning and being exposed and just having the opportunity to grow and flourish. I got a call from somebody who said Kelly Tomlin was looking for somebody to join her leadership team. And Kelly and I started talking. And yes, it was hard, but there are some similarities in terms of just how you develop teams, how you look at strategic issues, you know, how you look at allocating resources to make best decisions given the environment. So at a strategic level, there are a lot of similarities. The cultures are different, and I had to adjust to that. But JPS is a very nimble environment in terms of mindset. We do have legacy considerations around how people think, but I find for the most part, with exposure, with keen listening, with being more of a facilitator, encouraging collaboration, I've been able to get a lot done here.
Okay.
And I'm really enjoying it.
You guys have a lot of women leaders here at JPS. Would you say women make better leaders?
Well, here's a perspective on female leadership, if there's such a thing. I believe we all have both sides to us, male and female, in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. And it's just what we harness at a particular point in time, what we promote as an individual. And the male energy tends to be, you know, far more hard, just focused, methodical.
Right.
And the feminine energy really focuses on just the sway and the flow of just, you know, uncertainty and nurturing and caring, and it's not as sequential or linear as the male energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance, and as individuals we really should strive to nurture both. But sometimes we get out of whack. So when I talk about female leadership or feminine energy, I'm not talking about women necessarily, which is, you know, probably the most tangible demonstration of that. But I'm talking about bringing your feminine side to leadership.
Absolutely.
And in our industry, it has not been readily practiced.
Right.
It hasn't,
Exactly.
that's the truth. But I think as we begin to change conversations and talk to our people with that sense of nurture, that sense of care, that emotional side, if you will, people are responding and responding positively. So being a woman in the industry, I have found that there's a lot of receptivity to our style, our brand. People are open to thinking differently about how we can do power. And I haven't experienced any roadblocks, I haven't experienced any pushback. I think Kelly Tomlin is a great example of a force, of a feminine energy that, you know, has transformed a company, and we are all benefiting from that as JPS employees, and we will continue to push that agenda around, you know, just the fact that leaders need to show up with both balance, male and female.
And what would you say drives you to succeed?
I think what drives me to succeed more than anything else is this sense of self that says I can do anything I want to do. That there's literally nothing that I can conceive of that I want to pursue, that I'm not entitled to, that I don't deserve, and that is not within my reach.
Well, that was all very interesting and a lot to take in. Even I feel very inspired just having this conversation. So I think the only thing left is for us to visit some of your co-workers.
Yes,
well,
that would be
let's
good.
go.
Okay. So Candy, I'd like you to meet some members of my team, guys. This is Candy King, and she's gonna sit in.
Yes, I'm gonna sit in
on our conversation.
Cherie.
Yes. So let's get started.
So team, what is it like to work with Cherie?
Cherie is Passion. Energetic. Yeah, she spoke about energy earlier. Yeah. If you are not energetic, you're in trouble because she's on the go.
Patient.
That's true.
She's a very good leader.
Yeah. Yes.
Very, very serious about what she wants, when she wants it, and she usually gets it.
Yeah. And one thing for sure, she wants root cause. So don't just come with numbers or anything like that. Cherie wants to know what's the real reason behind what she's saying, whether it's good or bad. So that ensure that you're kept on your toes. The one thing I can tell you, she will tell you exactly how it is. Yes. And she just let you know that she still loves you after. You don't have to wonder. So she's an excellent communicator. I was just about to say that. Excellent communicator.
Sherry, are any of them troublemakers?
All of them. All of them. They chose this group very strategically. This is a team, though, that really, some of them are not here, but these guys represent some key functions of our making JPS deliver at a particular level to Jamaica and continue to improve. I push them, but they also respond very enthusiastically, and that helps.
I like the energy of the team. No pun intended. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, thank you. This is where you find her when she's scheming in our plot for world domination.
Hi.
Hi.
Candy.
Candy, I'm Kelly. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
So
Welcome.
this is the lady behind JPS.
This is the lady behind JPS.
I don't know if I'm the lady. I'm one of the ladies. We have some strong women at JPS.
That's good to hear. So what is Cherie like to work with?
You know, I recruited Cherie, right? I stalked her. She was at another company, so I really wanted her. I think we're a good complement. Cherie is very thoughtful, and sometimes I'm very impulsive, so we're really good. But I think we share the same spirit and the same vision for JPS. We really do have a grander vision for what JPS means for Jamaica and for perhaps the world at large. We always talk about doing power differently, and I think Cherie is a great example of what we say about being powerful with love and humility, tearing down hierarchy, and I think Cherie really does that. One of my favorite things about Cherie is that I think we spend a lot of time worrying what this one thinks of me and that one doesn't think of me, and Cherie is nothing like that. She's solid in her own source and her own self, so that makes me really like to be around her because there's no drama. But Cherie's the example of what I'm trying to create in my leadership team, this idea that you're fearless, but you bring big heart to everything you do, and that we always keep the overall impact and overall purpose, and we never ever forget that all work is done through people and through relationships with those people, and we're determined to make this a well place, and Cherie's been leading that, talking about, you know, holistic wellness, mind, body, and spirit, and people are very interested in what Cherie has to say. I love her example as a mother as well as a powerful woman in business.
Okay, wow. Well, I'm excited to hear more about your health and wellness. Absolutely. And we'll be heading to eat lunch at Just Salad soon, so
Wonderful.
I'll be hearing more about that.
Great day.
Thank you very much.
It's been very nice meeting you. Please enjoy your time here at JPS.
Thank you.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Coming up, tell us about some of your other interests.
I'm very much interested in female empowerment. I do a lot in trying to understand how women can be stronger, have stronger voices, see themselves as, you know, just persons that can pursue anything that they want to pursue.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Because when you came in here one day and you asked me about it. How are you?
Cherie.
Hi, Candy.
You must be Joan.
I'm Joan.
Hi, Joan. Nice to meet you, Candy.
Good to meet you.
So, Joan, talk to us about Just Salads. How long has it been around?
Just Salads has been around from 2011,
Right.
and we're at this location, which has been a prime position for us. What we try to offer here is that little oasis right in the middle of Kingston.
Yes.
And it's been working.
And what about the concept of Just Salads?
It started with friends and myself thinking we need to have a healthy option to eating.
Yes.
Not just eating, as Jamaicans say, big food every day.
Right.
So I thought, let's make salads. But salads wasn't so acceptable because the average Jamaican thinks it's just bush you're eating. So I figured, okay, let's tweak it a little bit and let's add some Jamaicanism to it.
Right.
So we added sweet potato, we have breadfruit salad, we have yam salad, we have dasheen salad, and we have pasta salads. So with all of that, with your bush, which is your lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, carrots, string beans, and corn.
Right.
Then we add a little fruit to it to kick it up, and then we add our meat options. And you have about 6 options for chicken, mostly Oriental style, using all breast tenderloins. And then we have grilled fish, grilled salmon, grilled shrimp.
Crab
backs, which is a favorite.
Which is a popular
yeah,
one,
that's
yes,
a favorite
yes.
here. And we have vegetarian options also. You can get quiche, you can get lasagnas. We have soups daily.
Yeah.
And we try and tweak things a little bit that everybody who comes here should. And we make sure you find something to eat on our menu daily.
And how would you say the business has evolved over the last 5 or 6 years?
We're pretty comfortable with the market that we're holding now. And what we like about it is, like, every day at least one new person will come in. And when they come in, they're kind of amazed to know that they're expecting, when they say salad, I'm not really into salad, but when they get our salad,
Right.
it's a huge
I had that
difference.
exact experience.
And it's a belly full.
Yeah. I
It's
had
a
that
belly
ex-
full, yes.
Yes. So tell us why you love Just Salads.
I love Just Salads for all the reasons that Joan just mentioned. It's heavy enough to hold you, but not too heavy. I do a lot of business here. I bring people over to have just a business lunch. Knowing
And we
that
cater your lunches also, you know?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
You know, knowing that you have a healthy lunch, tasty, most importantly. The presentation is amazing.
Oh, yes.
A really great job here,
We appreciate
Joan.
that. We appreciate that.
I'm going to try out the shrimp. Do you have anything in mind?
I think the shrimp could work for me today as well. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't had it in a while.
Okay, that's good.
So
And
we're
going to give you some sides for this.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the sweet potato
That's
and
the
the.
sweet potato.
Woo!
And whatever vegetable option you wish.
No tomatoes for me.
No tomatoes. Cucumbers and lettuce. you said?
Cucumbers and lettuce for me.
Okay, we'll give you all the.
She really sounds like a usual here,
She
man.
knows what you want. She knows exactly what you want.
All right, well, thank you very much, Joan, for talking with us.
All right, I'll get your plates out shortly.
Thank you. Is the fact that you're a regular here any indication of your lifestyle? Are you into health and wellness?
I absolutely am. I think everything about us starts with how we take care of our body, how we cultivate our minds, but it all comes from source of spirit. So it's a really, you know, triage of management, if you will. You know, just being conscious of your mind, your body, and your spirit constantly. Something I've been practicing for, I would say, probably the last 20 years.
Wow, okay.
Just building my awareness and consciousness of those 3 elements of who we are.
Right.
And so eating well
Is a big part
is
of
a
that.
big part of that.
Okay, and would you consider yourself a foodie?
I have friends who are more foodie than I am, but I do like to try new things. The problem is, my husband will tell you, when I try something, I want to stay. I'm good with that, and I'll have that constantly, forever. I'm not really like into exotic,
new
They have to
exotic
force me.
dishes. Okay.
But if I try it and I like it, I'm gonna want it more and more, and I'll keep ordering it, and I'll like, let's go to the same place all the time, which he gets a little annoyed with sometimes, but you know, he manages me.
So tell us about your family and your girls.
So I have 2 girls, Melissa and Kelly. They're 19 and 15. Melissa is at college. She goes to Savannah College of Art and Design in Georgia. She's a sophomore.
Oh.
And Kelly is a 4th form at Campion. So I have 1 more of them to get out of the house.
And what about your husband?
Oh, I'm married to Wayne Anthony Martin for 23 years.
Wow.
He is a successful owner of a business. He runs Cheers Automotive and Repairs. So he's into cars. It's been a passion of his since he was yay high. Together we create quite a domitable force.
I like that.
Yeah, and we are enjoying seeing our girls grow and just getting into this new phase now with them and just seeing them flourish and become women. And it's been a great journey so far.
What about your childhood?
Okay, so I grew up with two brothers.
Two brothers?
I'm the middle child, so I was, very fortunate to have brothers to protect me when I was growing up. I could do anything. Nothing was not allowed for me because I had them with me all the time. With my parents, Methlin and Winston Anderson in Portmore. Very loving environment. We're not well off. We were never well off, but we never knew that. So a lot of love, a lot of support. My father stressed education, and so we did a lot in terms of making sure we did well in school. So my brothers, I have two brothers that are engineers, and of course I have now moved into energy.
Right.
Surrounded by engineers. So that's a big family joke. And I'm pretty supportive environment growing up, just being told I could do whatever I wanted to do.
What schools did you attend?
I went to the Convent of Mercy Academy,
Right.
Alpha. But I went to St. Teresa's Prep before that.
Okay.
And then I went to University of West Indies.
Well, I think we've discussed everything but lunch.
But lunch.
So
We're ready.
I'm ready to eat
So
some
am I.
food.
Yeah, looking forward.
How was your meal?
My belly full in a good way. Like I'm really happy.
Satisfied. Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
And that's what Joan does every time. Just Salads is a place. If you want to make sure you get a nice healthy meal, that's where you go.
Exactly. You don't feel over full. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's delicious. All right, so tell us about some of your other interests.
I'm very much interested in female empowerment. I do a lot in trying to understand how women can be stronger, have stronger voices, see themselves as, just persons that can pursue anything that they want to pursue. And that's important because women aren't typically told that. We're always told about limitations. So I'm very much interested in that. I do a lot of reading on mind, body, soul, how we think, how we represent ourselves in the world. So if you check my Kindle, it's a lot of books that, really speak about, the spiritual side of who we are. I'm into yoga. I absolutely have to do meditation. It has been a lifesaver for me for the last 10 years easily. It just allowing me to be very centered, feeling more confident, being able to process my thoughts and my emotions so I can show up how I want to show up. So those are my interests.
Well, Cherie, thank you so much for sharing or spending the day with us and sharing your chill spots with us. I enjoyed being at your office, getting to know your co-workers, and of course here at Just Salads, the food was just amazing.
Wasn't it?
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy you came and I'm glad you enjoyed the experience. It was my pleasure.
Perfect, thank you. And that's it for this episode of Chill Spot, where we got to hang out with Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery for JPS. Today we got a chance to see how she does things at work, and of course we enjoyed our lunch here at Just Salads. So until next time, I'm Candy for Chill Spot. Bye. Senior Vice President of Energy. The word, I can't remember that word, delivery. We got a chance to see how things work at work for Cherie, and then we got to see how she's... Okay, ready. Tune in this Friday at 8 p.m. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let me work out what I'm saying in my head first.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access. Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Phosphorate in partnership with Nexans and Siemens brings to you Jamaica's largest electrical expo, and Business Access is here today for a two-part coverage. I'm your host, Amita Prasadweb, and thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Phosphate, I think it's becoming a great company for a lot of Jamaicans. We started just about 25 years ago when we had only 2 persons.
So why an electrical expo now?
Why not? An electrical expo now is because Jamaica needs to understand that there are technology out there that can bring a lot of value and savings to the Jamaican construction industry. And so we need to, one, get that knowledge that we have with our partners to the consultants, to the contractors, the engineers, and even the schools, the educational institutions, so they can now start building this kind of a energy saving efficiency in their project. You see, it's important to note that you can buy a light bulb, which is fantastic. You can buy an LED tube, which is fantastic. We all sell those. But that will save you so much and no more. But if you build from your consulting base, from when you're building your project, you're designing your project, you build in the energy saving systems, then you can save so much more. We have decided to have these workshops, and we have decided to invite youngsters. We have a group from UTech, from Caribbean Maritime University, from Hart Training Institution. We have a couple more training institutions, and I think the number I have of them coming here today is maybe 150 of them in total. And they are being taught how these products work. Some of these products they would have heard about by reading books or whatever it is and so on, but now they can see them, they can feel them, and they can touch them. And that's what we are bringing to Jamaica today.
Picture this grand ballroom without lights, from the beautiful chandeliers, this stage without the use of this microphone, your factory spaces without pumps and conveyor belts, your homes without refrigerators. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Well, all of what you have just imagined yourself without has been made possible by electricity. And that is what we celebrate today at this, the inaugural Electrical Expo, being presented by Phosphorate Company Limited and their partners Nexans and Siemens.
And on that note, we take a short break, but more when we return.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
It's Season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's join our presenter on stage.
I am standing here and I'm looking at a group of people and I'm seeing the future. And I'm saying this is exactly what we want to influence, the future. You look very well and we are very happy to have you here this morning. This Expo 2018 features industrial electrical products. As you know, Fosrich is in 3 or 4 segments of the electrical market. And today, this morning, we are featuring the electrical industrial product offerings that we bring to you from Fosrich. This expo also includes exhibitions and workshops. So what you will see around you are products that we do offer here at Fosrich. And then we will have workshops throughout the day at various locations, maybe 4 locations. We'll have workshops where you can ask your questions and you can get answers for whatever you are interested in. We have a responsibility, we think, to bring the best innovation in products that meet the need of the market in Jamaica, and that's why we are here. We will also demonstrate how these innovations can positively impact the building, construction, and the energy sectors of our country. For example, today Siemens will display some of their serious innovation products. A number of drives and contactors. And there is also a very, very interesting launch that will take place by the Siemens team today. The first time this product will be launched in this side of the world will be launched here in our expo. And so the soft starter workshop is one that I think a lot of the engineers and technical persons can't miss. So we are looking forward to that from the Siemens team. We are partnering to bring great results to Jamaica. And so we create strength, we enhance knowledge, and we drive towards results as partners. And so this expo is a way of showing you that this partnership is something that can do what we've said, create strength, exchange knowledge, and drive towards results. We are offering what we call a one-point of contact solution for your projects. If you have your projects, you can bring your projects to Fostrich. We can help you to design your projects. We can supply the goods for your project, and we will do vendor financing for your projects. If it's too big, then this is why we have our financial partners here. Partnership again. And so we will make the connection so we can help you to achieve your project goals. So please, bring your projects to us. We can do what we say we can do. We are willing to work with you.
Fostrich has been one of the leaders in promoting and supplying LED lamps for domestic and commercial applications. We need to have energy-efficient workspaces. And I'll tell you a little about what we are doing at King's House. In King's House, we have started the process to become more energy efficient. Last year, we changed out all incandescent bulbs to LED. This has been done for all our exterior lamps and floodlights, as well as interior ceilings and wall light fixtures. Whenever air-conditioned units have to be changed, they are replaced with inverter units. All of the new kitchen and laundry appliances have Energy Star rating. Our computers and other office equipment go into energy safe mode when they are not in use. Stickers and posters are prominently displayed in offices to remind staff to be energy conscious. Solar panels are installed on the roof of the main building, and the garden lamps are also solar powered. 4 years ago, the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, MSTEM, applied tinted window film to the panes and windows in the main building and the administration block. This has helped to reduce cooling costs in the buildings. These initiatives have resulted in significant savings in our electricity bills. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that householders, persons in the building and construction industry, the electric companies, power producers, civil society in general, and the government have acknowledged and are very aware of the importance of energy efficiency and renewable energy in reducing energy costs. This will bolster the economy and contribute to a healthier environment. I hope that the exhibition and workshops at this expo will expose the Jamaican market to the innovative products that Fostrich can offer through its international partnerships. If last year's expo is anything to go by, participants will be in for an eye-opening exhibition of products and informative workshops as the company celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that I declare Electrical Expo 2018 open. Thank you.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. We have more highlights when we return.
current and gain more information on the ever-evolving industry of real estate on Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The elite leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Thanks for staying with us. If you are just joining us, we are here at the Electrical Expo. Please stay tuned for more highlights. Speak to us about feedback on the ground. What are you hearing from people?
Well, what I'm hearing from persons on the ground, it is very, very overwhelming. We're happy about it. A lot of persons are happy that Foster has partnered with Siemens, one of the largest and oldest company in regards to electrical controls, motors. They're a long staple for anybody who's been the old school engineers know what Siemens is. And it's a German-based company that we've brought here. And in our partnership, we are able to literally bring the first world, the newest technology here to Jamaica. And through our partnership, we are also able to build out, help persons to build out on any industrial, commercialized project that they would want to need. But these are the part of the projects that you don't see. You see a large building going up, a large hotel going up, a large manufacturing going up. They are the back-end stuff, but it keeps everything going. And through their partnership, a lot of persons are very happy. You have some legacy Siemens stuff that's out there. We are also now able to help persons who've had Siemens long time ago and want to upgrade. Because you know that what's happening in industries, every industry, one of the buzzword is energy efficiency. And in efficiency, it means that your old equipment needs to now become new and efficient. And Siemens has a retrofit for their older legacy products. And so we're able now to help persons who had these projects working for years and are able to now get themselves current through those savings. The partnership with Nexans, the second largest cable manufacturer in the world, is mean that what we're bringing is high quality cable to Jamaica at Jamaican prices. and we're able to have not just the fact that we can provide it, but we have such large stocks that we can provide any size project that you want to do. As I said, the cabling is the thing that you never see. It's buried underground or it's overhead. Forget about it. But it is really what moves us. All our power that comes from a utility comes through cabling, just to show you how important it is. And we do from residential cables up to what we're talking about today, the higher cables, the SVA cables, XLP cables. Now those may sound like French words for your acronyms, but those cables are very important. Cables that can operate in salt type conditions. So if you're doing, say you're doing a hotel or a guest house, 4 or 5 hotels on the north coast, and you're doing work on towards the sea and you have your building set up there, you have special cables that can operate in that kind of climate. Jamaica is a large country, but it's a very small island. And in such, as you go out a couple of miles, you're already at the coast. So you are affected by salt content in your air. So the zero halogen cable is one of the things that we're talking a lot about. One of the issues that in a lot of times that there are fires, most times before the persons get burnt to death. Let's talk about it from that side. They're affected by the fumes. The fumes first is what kills. And those fumes are really, a lot of times, from the cabling, the electrical cables that are in the homes, the old type cables, they bring off a fume that fume can hurt you. The zero halogen cable are cables now that has that all reduced, and that cable is also able to take a longer time for you to get affected by those fumes. So you have a little bit of a chance that you can probably get to run out of the building before the fumes have totally affected you. And so, as I said, Nexans is a French company. So Fossilge went to Europe. We went to Europe, and we got 2 of the biggest powerhouses in Europe to partner with. We've also partnered with GE through Current, and Philips. We're doing a lot of LED lighting. So all of the current LED lighting that you're seeing, you see how utilities are changing out the street lights. After we did Sabina Park and lit Sabina Park, Fossilge as a company said, hey, guess what? If we can bring this value to Jamaica, even just a simple sporting event, we are saying that let's bring it everywhere. Let's bring it to your homes. Let's bring it to your offices, your factories. And one of the biggest things for commercialization, what's happening, we're looking at a lot of industrial parks. There are a lot of footprints that have been set out, and that we're going to have industrial parks being built all over Jamaica, right? So to get to that concept, you have to have the building, you have to have the space, but then you also have the resources in regards to the power behind you, which is the cabling and the control panels and so forth. So that's basically where we are. We have a wonderful expo today. We have a lot of persons here, and they're very odd. Siemens just launched their new motor control soft start system. It is, if anybody who's out there who has not come down yet, it is really what they need to come and see. It is just phenomenon. I mean, I've seen a couple of the big powerhouse players come in, and they went into the seminar, and they're very, very happy and surprised of the capacity. Everything is just at a fingertip. You can get alerts through your phones. Smartphones is not just for just surfing the social media. It is also a work tool, and you can literally be anywhere in the world and you know exactly what's happening in your factory or your industry. And protection and efficiency, one of the things that affected us in our industrialization in Jamaica had to do with, we took a lot of time to modernize the older factories, and so a lot of them died. What we're talking about now is bringing that kind of modernization, because in most instances we know that our high utility bills is what is one of the factor that pulls down our capacity to be able to produce and challenge everybody else in the region. So we have to be very smart, and to be smart, you have to start saving. And you already have the footprint. You need the pumps, you need the motors, you need all of this industrial equipment, but you also need to know to do it smartly. And it says it's better to work smarter, not harder. And that's what Fossilge is doing, bringing the smart technology, so your equipment is not working harder, but is working smarter. It's also with the efficiency, it also now reduces your downtime. And another thing that we will lose a lot in our productions are downtime. No manufacturing in Jamaica now can afford a 1 hour downtime. 1 hour downtime, you have staff that's sitting there doing nothing. You have production capacity that you can't make up, because if you are to make 100,000 metric tons of something for the day, and you've lost half of the day, you physically can't make that 100 100,000 metric tons again. So those are some things that, after a day has gone, you can't get it back. Well, it's the same thing. After you've lost the opportunity to produce, you cannot make it up. You're only going to use up opportunity that you'd have had for the next day. And, we want to thank you and Business Access and your listeners and your watchers to come in. Thank you for being here and to be able to share this moment with us here at Foss Ridge. What most persons know in Jamaica are breakers and panels. And if you're in the industry, we have some samples of some of the Siemens products that we stock. Now, we have a wide range of breakers that we literally keep in our stock. We have molded case circuit breakers, and these ranges from as low as 15 amps up to 1,000 amps. Now, these are what you're using in your various power line panels, your disconnect switches for your generators, and these are available in various wattages and various amperage and voltage based on the capacity. Different lug connections. There are different types that are available. We have the Siemens lines of these are they're transformers, and we do the full range. We stock anywhere from 5 to 40 kVA transformers in various voltage scenarios, 415, 440 volt. These push button controls are the new design, new type that are available. They are available for all industry application, and we're talking about push button switches that can operate in oiled type environment, harsh industry. These here can operate underwater. So your wet, damp locations, you can have your start, stops, various switches. We have different key type scenarios where you can set up to give different application or different authorization to persons who are able to turn these off. Push button switches in all various push starts. This is one of the things that is big for Siemens, and for industries. You want hard, robust switches. The worst thing is to have your product, your plant go down because a switch to start the product is now down because it can't manage the rugged environment. The versatility for Siemens is that we have switches and push buttons and control switches for any application that you have available. In continuing with the Siemens line of products, this is a staple in any industrial application, any large electrical application. These are industrial P-line panels. I think affectionately most persons just call all of these panels power line panels, and we have available in stock at Foss Ridge from P1, which is power line 1, down to a power line 5. And these panels are able to operate even outdoor applications, so you can have your large electrical cables come through into these panels.
And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our 2-part coverage of the Electrical Expo. I've been your host, Amita Prasadweb, and thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this. No more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
I'm Adam Stewart. This is Business Access TV, serious about business.
And I'm the CEO of True Shade Cosmetics Limited. I was studying mechanical engineering in Sweden, and as a black woman living in a predominantly white population, it was very difficult for me to find makeup for my own skin tone. So most times when you go to the department stores or you go to the pharmacies there, all the shades for the black girls have finished because very few black women are there rushed to get all the different shades. So having a background in chemical engineering, I just decided, you know, I should be able to make my own makeup. So I started to do some personal researching and then started to develop makeup right there in my dorm room. The business actually started in 2013, the research aspect of it. So I did research for about 1 year, and then I officially started making products in 2014. True Shade Cosmetics Limited actually started with making foundations and loose powders. Then I decided to start making other products that are generally found in a cosmetics line. So I started with the bronzers, the blush, and then I did the eyeshadows and other supporting products. Now I also started in skincare because I believe that you should definitely take care of the skin beneath the makeup. So, you know, everybody wants this whole flawless finish, but what happens when you wipe that makeup off? You still want to feel like, oh yes, I have a flawless skin. So I started skincare products as well. The skincare line consists of several masks and serums. There's also face wash, and I use as much local ingredients as possible. So I take advantage of aloe vera. I mean, our grandmothers have always told us that aloe vera is very good for the skin. I also use a lot of lemongrass, coconut, and of course our hemp. It's very, very good. Another interesting product that came up out of a personal need for me was my translucent mousse. So I have very oily skin, and back home in Jamaica now the place is hot and I'm sweating and I'm shiny. So I wanted something that could give me a nice matte finish. So I came up with a translucent mousse, which is basically threefold. You can wear it alone, you know, to give it that nice cool look that we all want sometimes. And it gives you, you know, it just zaps away the oil from your face, and it's something that I'm really, really proud of, and it's actually one of my best sellers as well. I want True Shade to be a natural line, something that uses a lot of local ingredients as well, and a lot of the natural products are suitable for persons who have sensitive skin and eczema. So another thing that I want to be at the forefront of my line is the fact that vegan products. So I don't use any kind of animal testing at all, and I'm actually submitting documents to a UK agency to ensure that I have that cruelty-free stamp on all my products. So So I'm an animal lover, and I definitely believe in saving the bunnies. And you know, a lot of these tests that they use on animals it's a bit cruel. So in going for cruelty-free status, I know I'll be, you know, saving an animal somewhere, right? And also appealing to, you know, persons who are also animal lovers. So I cater to persons of not only sensitive skin, but for all skin types and tones. So I wanted Your True Shade to be very personalized for everyone. So there's about 23 different shade formulations that exist. And out of those 23, there are about 8 active shades in Jamaica. I also do custom shade formulations for persons who have difficulty finding their correct shade of makeup. And generally that's for persons on both ends of the spectrum. So very, very light skinned persons and very, very dark skinned persons always have a difficulty finding their correct shade. So I cater to basically everyone because the products are made in-house, so we do customizations as well. Since 2013 up until the middle part of 2016, it was all funded out of pocket. So it was money from my savings and of course family members, close friends who were able to, you know, maybe let's say buy a mixer for me, purchase some ingredients, things like that. So it all started out of pocket and, you know, with friends and family. And in the latter part of 2016, I was awarded the Ignite grant from the Development Bank of Jamaica, and that would be used to procure more upgraded equipment and also packaging and to just refine the whole look and feel of the brand and also increase the production capacity. As a new company, it will take some time before you actually start seeing the profits, but I think it's in a very good position because my vision for Your True Shade is for it to be the leading brand in cosmetics in the Caribbean and its diaspora. And of course, the diaspora spans all across the globe. So I do, you know, in my future, I do see great profitability for my company. Currently, products are available at Discount Beauty in Kings Plaza. We also have selected products available at Rev Jewelry. There's Divine Living Essentials in Montego Bay. And we've recently wrapped up discussions with Fontana to have products in the Fontana locations in Kingston and Montego Bay. We also have products in Barbados at Welshwear. And there's a small section in Japan where a Jamaican lady that's there, she actually buys products from me to sell over there in Japan. And of course my e-commerce website, yourtrueshade.com, persons can buy products all across the world. It started out as a one-woman show, right? But I get help from my brother, and I recently got 2 interns thanks to JSIF. So Kenisha and Tashika they just joined me, so they helped me with not only the makeup application aspect, but also in the production side as well. I think it's a pretty good atmosphere where, you know, persons, they can share different ideas. You know, if something is wrong, then they can say something. So it's a very open door kind of policy that I have. And, you know, I really want that because I'm growing as an entrepreneur and they're also growing in their different careers and they may see something that I don't see and I can also impart knowledge to them as well. So it's a field where we both learn from each other. Well, because I also lecture chemical engineering at UTech, my days are structured where I lecture about 15 hours a week at UTech, and the remaining hours I would work, you know, whether it's in production, whether it's, you know, liaising with suppliers, making sure that the stores have products. So my typical day when I'm working with True Shade would start off with me making my to-do list. What are the things that I need to get done today? Who are the persons I need to call? What's the social media looking like? Things like that. And I also try to delegate certain activities so I can work more on my business. So I'm the kind of person where when I'm working on something, I just dive straight into it. And because of that, certain things may get left behind. So, you know, for me, striking that balance was always a bit difficult because, you know, I've been known to be a workaholic. So what I've decided to do and what I've started doing is to block out certain periods of my calendar that are just my time, and nobody can touch my time. True Shade cannot touch my time when it's on those specific days, because balance is very important. And even though yes, you want to work a lot on the business, you still need to make time for the persons who have been there for you, and family and friends, and go and socialize, things like that. So I block out selective times in my calendar for those kinds of activities.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show, and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
So there are several different products in the line, and of course we started out with our foundation. So it offers medium to full coverage, and it has concealing properties and also SPF 15. So even though we do have our sunscreen, you still get some amount of protection from the foundation itself. So what makes True Shade unique is the fact that it's suitable for persons with sensitive skin and eczema. So that's the main reason why I started the line as well, because I also have very sensitive skin. I have very bad eczema. So whenever I would use certain brands, I would get a little breakout here and there. So I wanted something that would not irritate my eczema and something that would offer me good coverage and very light and breathable. So that is what separates your True Shade from any other brands out there. I generate new ideas by looking at what's there in industry. You have to keep up to date with what's happening in industry. So I would research, let's say from in the latter part of, let's say last year, what are the upcoming 2017 makeup trends? And then I would start working on things like that. What are the spring trends, summer trends, winter and fall? So, just keep abreast of what is happening in industry. When I just started, of course, I didn't have any customers. So I started to go to some of these trade shows, the different events where I could rent a booth, rent a table space. And once I'm there, I basically have my computer, or I would have a tablet, and my assistant or myself would collect data from persons, and I would send them a newsletter, send them a WhatsApp as to what's happening, and I will basically grow the business from there. We also make a lot of use of social media as well, our Instagram or Facebook, and I do corporate visits because that's very important for me, because going into the working world, persons are there, those are the persons who basically have the spending ability. So I do a lot of corporate visits to different companies as well. One of the main challenge that I had was, I know most entrepreneurs, they say that financing is the major problem. Yes, that is a major problem, but I'm gonna also talk about something else. One of the other major problems that I had was to get persons to believe in the brand, to basically buy into the brand. So, that is very difficult to convince persons, and a lot of Jamaicans, they're very set in their ways. As it's a lot of consumers, they're used to a particular brand. What sets you apart from, the other brands that they're used to for, let's say, 5-10 years. So that's, that has been a bit difficult for me. But once someone sits in my chair and they try the product, they're sold. They love it. So, and then I would be able to, grow the brand from there. As with any new product, sometimes it may be a hit and miss. So you have to keep revamping as you go along. So maybe when I just started making some of my foundations, maybe they didn't have enough coverage and things like that. But then you learn along the way from reviews, from clients, reviews from other makeup artists who have used it, and then I was able to further develop and work on it so that it can not only stand true to being something for sensitive skin and eczema, but also be able to give you that nice flawless finish that they would have been used to wearing, with their other makeup brands. So, I've learned from it by just trial and error and customer feedback as well. We're all human, we're all prone to making mistakes, right? So let's say, something happens with a product and a client calls me about it, then, I would, of course, apologize for the inconvenience. And then I would, let's say, maybe I'd offer them a free gift or, let's say a 10% discount on future purchases and things like that. So that's how I try to do my damage control if there's any mistakes or mishap with products. So one of the things that I really want to do is to have an expansion into the different parishes because, for me to stay true to my vision in being the leading cosmetic brand of the Caribbean, I would need to basically penetrate the different areas of the Caribbean, right? So my strategy is to, market penetration, going into the different islands, through the different trade shows, things like that. There are selective shows that I like to go to. So let's say Jamaican Made Christmas in December, that was very successful for me. Also Collection Moda as well. And there different companies often have their wellness expos. I tend to love doing corporate events, as I had said before. And of course, I always try to reach out to media personnel to, let's say, to see if they want me to be on their morning program, a feature in the newspapers, things like that. So I try to use all media, all marketing platforms as well. I'm willing to, work very hard in my business, doing what's best for the business as well, regardless. And, to basically ensure that I stand true to what my vision is, which is to be the leading cosmetic brand of the Caribbean and its diaspora. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes, working very hard, maintaining the customer relations as well, doing my networking with different companies and individuals and different organizations as well. I do believe that there is a structure or a pattern to being a successful entrepreneur. So the main thing for that is to just be resilient, never give up. No matter how many persons tell you no, that can lead you, that's just mean you're closer to someone telling you yes. And even if persons keep telling you no, just once you believe in yourself and seek out all the options that are there, try and network with persons, try and get a mentor, things like that, then you will definitely be on a path to success. Success for me is being able to help others, because using a business such as a beauty care business, you're helping persons to basically accentuate their beauty, to feel a lot better about themselves. So success for me is to helping others to feel better about themselves. I like to channel whatever I'm feeling into making something, into doing something. So if I'm feeling a fear that, okay, maybe this is not going to be successful, then I work a lot harder on it. So I just try to channel whatever I'm feeling into, let's say, creating a new product, creating a new look, coming up with something new. So I try to channel whatever I'm feeling, even if it's fear.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlight
uniting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life surrounds art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without the customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo. Only on Business Access TV.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Different skin cleansers that I spoke about. This one is our red clay skin cleanser. So it's basically like a face detox. So it's a foaming cleanser. So you won't have to worry about, lathering itself. It actually already comes in the airless pump that can already give you the foam. I'm motivated by being, the pioneer of something. So being the first person to actually start a makeup line in Jamaica that is actually made here, that's such a good thing. It's a good feeling to know that, okay, I'm written somewhere down in history. So, I'm motivated by being a pioneer and, of course, helping other persons as well. I know this is going to sound very typical, but I think my greatest inspiration is definitely my mother. There are days when I feel like, I just can't do this anymore in terms of, trying to get persons to buy into the brand. And she's like, Diane, don't let me ever hear you say that again. She got really upset with me for even thinking something like that. So, she is, a very good inspiration for me. And, she gives me a lot of motivation and to keep pushing because, as entrepreneurs, we're supposed to be resilient. And it's good that, you can have persons to rely on. There are days when you feel like, boy, you just really can't be bothered with this. And to have someone there who is a family member, close friend, who can basically push you along, it's a very good feeling. And my favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur right now is basically meeting all these different kinds of persons and, being able to share the brand with other persons, get insight from them, and for me, just being able to meet other persons and just learn from other persons, especially older persons or older not only in terms of their age, but also in terms of their life as a business person, and for them to relate to you, tips, things that you should really look out for. For me, it's a very important thing. I would basically attribute my growing success, because I'm not there yet, I'm on my way, to, having a good support system and also to, my belief in God, to know that everything will work out. As long as I push forward, and do my part, then, God will do the rest, as long as it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I basically, I commit my business to God and say, Lord, just use this to the greater glory and honor of your name. And, having a good support system from family and close friends, that's also very important for me. The most satisfying moment thus far is being a recipient of the 2016 DBJ grant, which would definitely grow my business and take it to the next level, take it to where I definitely see your true shade. So I can basically get upgraded packaging to create all the wonderful makeup that's out there, not just the foundations, powders, but to create my own eyeshadows, things like that. Also to get cutting-edge equipment that can increase my capacity and being able to supply the Caribbean, European countries, Asia, that's what I want. My hobbies, currently I wanted to have a more balanced lifestyle, because before I was such a workaholic, working so much, doing the lecturing at UTech and doing true shade stuff and forgetting about taking care of myself sometimes. So with blocking out my calendar, I can say, okay, I started sprite training, so I've started the gym. Working out is a very good feeling, and once I push my body a lot, then I'd be able to say, okay, there's nothing I can't do. There's no stress that's there that I haven't felt, in the gym. So that's something that's new for me. I also spend quality time with my family and close friends, maybe going for a drink, going to dinner, and just sitting at my mommy's place and just lying down on her bed and just chatting and joking with my two brothers, things like that. Yeah, what makes me happy is basically knowing that my mother is okay, knowing that I will be able to take care of her and so on. Another thing that makes me happy is traveling. I love to travel. I've been to almost all of the European countries and I want to travel a lot around Asia and things like that. So traveling makes me very happy. The sacrifice that I had to make to, get my company to move to where I want it to be, because I'm not there yet. The first one was to basically get up and leave Jamaica and decide to go into a foreign country that I don't know anyone. And, if I didn't make that initial step, then there would be no Your True Shade at this moment. So I think that is one of the major sacrifices I had to do, leave my job, and go to a foreign country. Being here, back home in Jamaica, the sacrifice that I still have to make is to, a lot of times friends call you up, oh, let's go here. And I'm like, I really can't because I need to work on this project in my company. Sacrificing a lot of these personal time, especially in the initial stages, sacrificing in terms of, saving the money, because the money that I can use to go to a very expensive party, boy, that could basically buy me some nice packaging, that could buy me some ingredients. So a lot of those sacrifices I had to make in the initial stages because my funding came straight out of pocket to actually start a company. So of course I had to make a lot of sacrifices financially for it to happen. My future plans for True Shade would be to basically have an expansion into the different areas of cosmetics, because currently I don't make all the things that you would find in a cosmetic line. So I want to be able to make all these things right here in Jamaica so that I can say Your True Shade basically has all the things that are necessary in a cosmetic line. Not only the foundation and the powders, bronzers and blushes, but to move into the mascaras, pencils, all these things, and just to see my brand out there and that everybody will be using everything from the line, from the skincare part to the makeup section. So my advice to any person who is desirous of starting a business is to basically narrow in as to what exactly you want to do, what would be your target market, right? Come up with a plan. I love to make my little to-do list. I like to make my little plans, and I have so many different books that have so many things written down in them. So it's just to come up with a clear plan, seek advice from persons. So one of the things that I did when I came back to Jamaica was to seek out all the different agencies that are out there. I went to JBDC. I was able to get business advice. I found out about the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship and became one of the Branson entrepreneurs, and that was a very excellent program for me. I also sought out the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, and because I'm a manufacturer, they would basically guide me as to what are the things I need to do as it relates to customs, as it relates to trade board, things like that. Join other organizations, for example, the Women's Entrepreneurship Network of the Caribbean. So anywhere that you can go that you can get a lot of information about developing not only as a business person, but developing as an individual, and you can basically network with other persons as well. So once you come up with a clear idea, seek out how you can achieve these, and then make sure that you join different associations and meet with different persons as well.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
This is Tay Diggs. You are watching Business Access TV.
This week on Cameo, we feature 3 advertisers who will shed light on the growing pains of the advertising business.
Every single company has their own approach.
I think that discipline has broken down a lot in the industry.
7 years ago around the Caribbean, Jamaica was the leading exponent of creative and advertising. Today, I question that.
Stay tuned for Cameo.
We used to say advertising is any form of paid non-personal communication by a sponsor, and usually not necessarily identified. Sometimes, yes, by brand. But today, the non-personal thing has changed it. The whole revolution of the social media, it has become more engaging, and we actually are moving into people's personal space, but not by interruption so much, but more by invitation. Advertising still has a traditional background, which we now call above the line. Because it's clear, it's understood that way that somebody's running an ad. You see the ad, it could be any one of the clients, a MoneyGram ad, etc. But today, it's a mix of both, what we call above the line and below the line. And in the middle of it, social media started as below, it's now above because it's measurable.
Managing Director of Marketing Plus Communications Limited, Kingsley Morris, has over 25 years of experience and a thirst for innovation.
I'm in charge of the overall thing, so I guess I think of myself as a leader. So we have different departments that all bring the cog together. I just try to make certain that everybody is on the track, going in the right direction, and that things are happening as it should. We try to get strong, bright people who can relate with the client very well. And we basically take people's brands and make them better. Jamaica, like everywhere else, is changing. In some areas, we tend to be a bit of a pace setter with regard to music and some of the trends that catch. Our culture is very strong, but in terms of advertising, unfortunately, I think we're falling a little behind. The whole thing is evolving at such a high pace that if we don't stay in touch, we're going to start losing some of the edges that we have. And I actually think that 7 years ago around the Caribbean, Jamaica was the leading exponent of creative and advertising. Today, I question that because I think we're just not keeping up fast enough with the changes, and the changes are dramatic. It took 38 years for radio to acquire users or listenership of 50 million. It took TV in the region of 13 years to reach that 50 million. It took the internet 4 years, and then it really blew up. Facebook took them less than a year, just to put things in perspective. The way how people make decisions today, they take recommendations more from their peers on social media and from references than they do ads. And even when they watch ads, they're still referring to that as a go-to. So what has happened is that the way how people buy, the way how people interrelate with brands have changed dramatically. And therefore the whole industry has to change. We're not designing enough ads for mobile today. We're not designing enough ads that are getting to people. And I'd like to say that the Web 2.0, which is the second generation of web, is something where the ads actually come into your space. Now we buy a space and wait for you to see it. So it's becoming more direct, it's becoming more personal, it's becoming more engaging. Our universities are doing pretty well. They, I think, have adapted. They are producing young graduates, but the graduates are not finding enough space in this industry. And it is a growing industry around the world, yet still I think there are businesses in Jamaica that are trying to walk around the advertising, which it doesn't, the agency industry is not the way going forward for the country. There is so much more to learn within the industry, and I think we should develop the industry and actually become a central hub of the services that can be offered. It's a big opportunity for Jamaica. We need to be understanding the international market, but I think because of the overall economy, it's difficult. So I have to understand what happens there. But that's a big challenge where the big companies come in and try to change the rules. That's one of the challenges that we have. But if you have a good product and you run ads, I can give many examples. Some of them are not my clients, but just one of them that is very straightforward to me is the way how Digicel just came in here. And some of the companies you're looking on that are doing very well are not even 20 years old in the country. And even Lasco, those companies saw success in 5 years. These are companies that believe in advertising. There are many people who don't do it, and they're around for 20 years struggling. So I would venture to think that every client that I have that has done based on recommendations, they have been successful. I can't name one that has just failed like that. And if they've failed, usually it's an internal thing. If we don't go social, we won't be talking to people. It's not a thing on the side anymore. It's central to how everybody makes decisions. So I mentioned mobile as well. So there is a shift in that general direction. We actually have another company that will specialize more in that area, but it also will act as a marketing company. It's called So Media. So it's aligning to the whole content and delivery of content. But the future, a lot of videos, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. People don't even realize that. And I'm here to tell you that things change so quickly that before the end of 2015, social media videos, Facebook, viewership of videos on Facebook increased past YouTube. All right? So the future is that we have to become more nimble, we have to be more responsive, and the investment has to go generally in that direction.
Coming up next.
The chief purpose of advertising is to let people be aware of our clients' products and services.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our business current affairs show. And weekend business report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
The chief purpose of advertising is to let people be aware of our clients' products and services and to try and persuade them to break their old habits and switch to whatever we're trying to sell for our clients at that time. It's a persuasion business.
We had a sit down with Beverly Hurst, the managing director at Prism Communications. She spoke to the challenges and successes of her industry.
Sterling Asset Management actually was our very first client when we switched to being an advertising agency. And they were opening up just after the meltdown of the financial industries in the late 90s. And people were very wary and distrustful of any banking institute, any financial institution. And so we came up with the icon of the dolphin for their logo, which has been successful for them. And we chose a dolphin because it is known as a very intelligent, trustworthy creature, dependable, and they still use it. And this is 15 years later. Globe Insurance Company was a business focused mainly on a business insurance, and they wanted to expand into a more customer service all-round insurance company, and we helped them with that transition. The National Health Fund had a problem gaining the trust of the Jamaican people in a government-based health system. And people were not registering, and they tried everything to get people to register. And then we assisted in coming up with a testimonial type campaign where we had people from all walks of life testify, and we did it across the entire media thing, press, radio, television, of people giving testimonies on the amount of money they were saving by having the health card for chronic illnesses, because that can be very expensive to be filling prescriptions for the same thing every month. And that worked out very well for them. People started registering. It was so successful actually that they had to open a customer care center where people, could go and register and get their cards. But I think the most exciting campaign that we've ever done was for Red Stripe. We did this disruptive campaign with a bear.
Coffee.
That caused a lot of buzz towards beer drinking. People either hated the bear or loved the bear, but it was a complete buzz. And we did a lot of disruptive things with the bear, having him appear at strange places, doing things, stealing beer out of the warehouse, whatever. That was very exciting and very successful. I think it drew attention to Red Stripe, and the company became very innovative by bringing out all these flavored beers and stuff. So that ended up to be a very successful campaign.
I roll with the boss. Beer has been spotted! Everybody roll up!
We are partners of a network, an advertising network called Worldwide Partners, and they're in like 120 offices around the world, and we have a meeting, an annual meeting, and when you go to these meetings and you're talking to your other partners, they're facing the same challenges that we're facing. And I don't know, I just think it's a changing world, and it's going to be very difficult to overcome some of the things. You know, you just have to find innovative ways to work with it, I guess. There are a lot of young, ambitious people going into the marketing industries now, so a lot of the brand managers and the marketing officers are young people. They're enthusiastic, they're energetic, they don't seem to sleep. So a major challenge is trying to keep up with them. Another challenge is, as I said before, some of the media houses have become more innovative and they're offering services directly to the clients. The media houses can, for example, give you a discounted package because they have the wherewithal, and we can't do that. And a lot of times it's difficult to persuade them that we can't match these costs and stuff. Well, we have a very vibrant set of young people in here, and believe me, sometimes they themselves bring innovation into the business. They see opportunities in certain things, like videoing certain things and converting it into interesting outputs. Just crazy things that they see as opportunities to be innovative. And sometimes it's something to do with the clients, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just innovative ways to do things in-house. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that you can't really plan for innovation. You see opportunities arise and you use those opportunities to be innovative. The demand in the world now is digital, as you know, because that's the way the whole world is going. So the future plans is to probably expand our digital department. We really have a very efficient digital department at the moment, but the demands are getting higher and higher, and I think we have to think of innovative ways to use the digital sphere to expand the outreach to people. I think that discipline has broken down a lot in the industry. I find one of the major challenges we have with young people just coming into the business world is that they're very free-willed and free-minded, and discipline is a big part of it. So I think I would say to them that if you're going to make this a career, you also have to be ready to act like it's a business. I know it's a fun type of industry. A lot of them appear to believe that it's a fun industry, so that is a part of the discipline problem. You come in and it's like drawing and painting and writing and whatever, and it's a lot of fun. And it is, I think I'd have to advise that if you're going into the industry, it's also it's a fun business, but it's also a very serious business. So you have to be disciplined, you have to want to follow the rules, and if you're going to make it into a career, you have to expose yourself to what is going on in the rest of the world now.
Coming up next, Wayne Stewart.
Product or the service that our client is trying to sell. And a lot of that information resides in the client's own business.
I'm Chris Williams, CEO for Proven. When I think of Business Access TV, two words come to mind: passion and performance. In the short space of time that they've been on air, has demonstrated clearly the Jamaican passion for anything that we set our minds to. They have approached television in the most creative and dynamic way, and I'm proud to see how this young station has evolved. In terms of performance, they back up what they say they're going to do. All their programs, all their packages, all their promotions are efficiently and effectively executed.
It's the only show that traces the steps of professionals.
From first and second form, I was involved in some club, some activity.
Then gives information on exactly how to get into that same career.
You do need a good grasp of English.
And know you can branch out into whatever area you want to.
Tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Career Moves and catch up on all our episodes at batvja.com.
The Vice President of Marketing at Dunlop Corbin Communications, Wayne Stewart, filled us in.
Well, way back in 1956, Mr. Jerry Dunlop, whose painting hangs behind me, went into business as an advertising agency. Later in time, he was joined by a fellow by the name of John Corbin, a Barbadian guy that had moved right throughout the Caribbean, opening advertising agencies. He was a Caribbean man at the time. It would have been even before Federation. So he got to Jamaica. By the time he got to Jamaica, he had already opened agencies in Barbados and in Trinidad. Came here, left us and went to Bahamas and Bermuda, so that there is a network of Corbin agencies, of which we are still a member. Advertising, I think of as paid advocacy. Typically, it's 80% of the time it's paid advertising is being paid by for-profit companies in our economic system. But even so, there are lots of social people wanting to influence social behavior, and sometimes people running for political office might use advertising. But it's different from other forms of communication in as much as it's clearly being paid for by someone, so the consumer knows to be on guard. The Jamaican advertising industry has been around for a very, very long time. I think the first advertising agency was Macmillan. Our company is a member of the Advertising Agencies Association of Jamaica. I think we've got 16 members. Outside of that, within that membership, there's a wide range of size of agencies. Some may be relatively small with 4 or 5 people. Others might have 30 people. So there's a range of size. But that doesn't necessarily translate immediately to competency. You may have very small agencies that are very, very good. You don't like to have very big ones that are lousy, because they wouldn't get big if they were terrible. Aside from the fellows who are in this body, you also have a lot of independent people of varying sizes who are functioning as agencies. They may not be members of our association, but they're out there, and they're competitive. They're working with us. One of the hallmarks of our association is independence from the media, and so there are also lots of people that we compete with that are related to media entities who function as agencies. So that's basically the universe. It's a variety of people. There are people working in different ways. Some people do everything themselves. Others prefer to work with independent producers and with independent suppliers, in the sense of producing a television commercial. Some agencies will do it entirely within their own business. Others will choose to work with outside suppliers. It's very much a matter of choice.
It's Court's 33rd birthday celebration. Quintet is my number one. Grace tomato ketchup, pour on Grace tomato hot dog.
They're many and varied. There are also great opportunities. Things are a lot simpler today. We can do a lot more than we could do if you go back. If you go back 25 years, you used to send out to get type if you're making an ad, a press ad. Today that's on your computer and you just do it. Similarly, we were looking at some 1982 commercials yesterday, and those we had to go to Miami to get the post-production work done. Today you do that entirely in Jamaica. So we have lots and lots of advances happening. In terms of problems, I'm sure we have a lot of those too. It's always very, very challenging to understand what is of concern to the consumer so that you know what to say. And then within the business, it is wide open. The very technologies that make it easy for us to do it in Jamaica also make it easy for a very wide raft of people to also do it. So we are open to considerable competition. The product or the service that our client is trying to sell. A lot of that information resides in the client's own business. They know their own business far better than we will. And as much as they can share with us, the better it is. Well, I think it helps to be smart. I think it helps to be interested in media. I mean, if you're the sort of person that doesn't want to see anything on television, you don't want to listen to the radio, I don't think this is a business for you. It's a business that's involved in engaging with consumers, and we work through the media. So I think you need to be interested in communications.
And that's it this week for Cameo. Even in the midst of challenges, our creative industries continue to shine. I've been your host, Amita Prasad Webb. Join us again next time.
Now presenting the Jamaica Social Investment Fund ICDP Enterprise Development Project. Entrepreneurial Grant Business Pitch.
This project is a $100 million grant that's seeking to target 50 small and micro business enterprises and give them training, capacity development, equipment, permits and license towards the development and the viability of their business. We have made a call for proposal in March of this year for entrepreneurs to submit for the opportunity to receive a grant between $1 and $5 million. We received more than 500 applications, and so we have now shortlisted them to 100. So we've invited that top 100 applicants here today, and they're going to have to pitch their business idea to a panel, and of the 150 will actually transpire and win the opportunity for the grants. One of the primary objectives of what we're doing here is employment. We want the business to be able to sustain not only the principals as the owners, but we also want the business to be able to employ at least 2 people. The next part of it, as we do in all of our projects like this, is it provides a learning instrument of how we can engage small and micro enterprises and take them to the next level.
Why we're doing this rigorous process? Because we want to identify the best potential entrepreneurs to fund for this project. And keep in mind that we are speaking about a loan, so we want to ensure that the applicants are committed, and that from a sustainability point of view, that upon receiving the support from JSIC, that in 2 or 3 years, the enterprises will still be operational and the broader objective of the project would be achieved. Once we have now equipped them and they should be ready to start the production line going, we'll then have a mentorship component.
It has been a very competitive process.
Jamaica is filled with persons with drive and passion. We're expecting that the best will be selected. And then for those who are not successful, we are also hoping to link them to other providers of services, because I'm telling you today, from what I've seen, it is an excellent opportunity. It's worthy of note that many persons coming here today already have some kind of semblance of a business, but they need the additional support to move that business to the other level, as well as some persons that come in with those proposals to start from scratch. On behalf of the JSF, we want to really thank the DBJ and other partners from UE who came to be part of the panel, and just to remind you that the JSF is here and we're investing for community development.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious